Hello, folks. Welcome to Underlords Universe. And this is a place where we get together, we gather, sometimes through Zoom, sometimes in person, to discuss a lot of things that we're interested in, and maybe you are too. This stuff inspires us to stay creative at the ripe young ages of, well, we don't need to disclose that, but we do our own thing um, called the Underlords, the Overworld. We'll talk about that at the very end of this, in case you're wanting to stick around and find out what in the world we do. But if you are a Kiss fan, as we are, we've already done a series on ranking the Kiss albums. You can look those up if you're interested. But I don't remember how many episodes that was. It was like
A lot.
yeah,
There's a lot of
yeah.
albums.
We put them in chunks and
Yeah.
but here today we are here to talk about the brand new, newly released 50th anniversary box set of Dress to Kill. Came out obviously 50 years ago, 1975.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's sort of like an unboxing, but we're not. I mean, it's already unboxed. It's open. We have
It's
it down
open.
here. I have it down here with the
Yeah.
merch, and we, in full disclosure, we haven't listened to the whole thing. We've sampled it,
Right.
and 'cause it's a lot to take in. It's over 3 hours long. Lots of stuff,
A lot of material.
a lot of material. But we took some notes. We offer some thoughts to the fellow Kiss fans out there, and if you are a fellow Kiss fan that has checked out the new box set, feel free to offer your thoughts, your comments as well. And if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I threw my back out. I'm gonna reach down, pick up this heavy
Need
box.
some help?
Ah,
There you got it.
oh, there we go. It's heavy. Um, one of the things about this box is that right
Well,
now,
and you should also
Mhm.
you just got this. You just got this like yesterday,
It
right?
just came in the mail yesterday.
You just got it.
Just got it yesterday, and I am wearing a Dress to Kill shirt. Which this goes back to, I believe it was the farewell tour that they sold this one on. I got this in Cedar Rapids
I no longer
years
I
ago.
no longer have mine. I don't know what happened to it.
But you know what?
You get a new one
You
with
get a new
this.
one. It's a little different, obviously. I actually quite like the design on that one. But right now, you can't buy the box set anywhere but through Kiss Online. Sorry, I have a hair dangling in my eyes. And you have to buy it with a shirt. Like it's not an option. So, and it's
Make
like,
sure you get the right size,
well,
people.
that's the thing, sizes on t-shirts. If you're like me, it's a hit and miss thing. But I went ahead and got an XL because the last shirt I ordered that was a double X from Kiss Online was huge.
At the Creatures one.
No, it's unmasked.
Oh, that's
So,
right. You got an unmasked shirt.
but at any rate, but you get the nice shirt. So moving along, and you haven't seen any of the
No, no,
the ephemera that comes with
I
this.
have yet
So.
to make the purchase, but it'll happen.
Right. So the first thing we're going to point out, you get this really nice book, which is the cover on the back cover is kind of like it'd be like what the 2-inch tape
Yeah.
box or the
Yeah.
quarter-inch tape, whatever they were using at the time, probably quarter-inch. But so from Electric Lady Studios, it's got a replica of that for the cover, which is pretty cool, and it's got like a lot of books. It has both pictures and words. So it's cool. This is the stuff I really
Oh
like.
yeah, yeah. That stuff
I,
is
I like
great.
to read about all this stuff and pictures of the band there. That's presumably on the Hotter Than Hell tour leading up to this. Do you happen to know, did they at the early stage of the Dress to Kill tour were they still wearing the Hotter Than Hell outfits?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I don't know exactly when they shifted over to the Dress to Kill outfits, but if I had my way, maybe they would have played wearing suits.
That would have been a good look.
Um,
Yeah,
although I actually really like the stage clothes for Dress to Kill.
I do too.
But moving along, and we will get to some of the music notes at the end. But one of the things I was really impressed with, you get this little pack of buttons, nice, but you get a replica of Gene's tie.
Oh, that's sweet. That alone is yeah, and I'm a tie guy.
Yeah, you are a tie guy now, and you're also a poet, a tie guy. Now,
This is true.
if they'd consulted me on this, I would have said, "Hey guys, you know what? You can maximize your profits if you don't know which replica tie you're getting. So you might, in order to get, like, if you had all four replica ties,
Yeah.
wow,
Or you get Pete's shoes. You pay a little extra and you get Pete's
that
shoes.
would have been great. Like, why they didn't? That's
That's because
Yes.
clearly those are the superior shoes. Jeans clogs are all
Jeans
right,
clogs are pretty
but I
cool.
give Pete some because that's Pete's. Pete was the only guy who had a suit. That's his suit.
Yeah, are those bowling shoes?
I think they're just saddle shoes.
Oh, saddle shoes. Okay. But
But now that
was
tie, I did not know about the tie.
yeah,
That's a nice touch.
nice touch. Yeah, we're gonna try to go through this stuff pretty quickly because it's just stuff.
Well, there, yeah,
But
we could probably sit here and talk for hours about that.
yeah, okay. But you got your replica like Cobo Hall thing, ticket thing.
Badge.
You got a couple of patches,
Oh yeah, yeah,
road crew, whatever. Probably just leave them in the thing. You get
yeah.
a sticker. Great. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Um, couple of posters.
What are the album
Uh,
cover maybe?
I don't remember what they are. Oh, one of them was
Oh, for the show up.
Cobo Hall show poster.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Okay. I don't, I'm the kind of person I just keep things packaged
I do
up. So I
too.
look at it like once and
Yep.
then
Yeah.
just knowing I have it is kind of a
Yep.
thing.
Same.
Um, it's kind of ridiculous, but this is
Oh, that's
like
cool. Yeah.
an ad for the
Promo for the album.
promo for the album with the two
Yeah, that's
previously
nice.
released albums.
That's nice.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. There's
We
Louise.
have a visitor.
Hi, doggy. My back wasn't hurting. I'd pick you up and show you to
Well, if you want to come over here, you can come
uh,
on. If you
come
want.
over here, Louise.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Good
Come
girl.
on.
You get a coaster set. Now, I haven't pulled these out of the package, but they come in these little packages, Paul.
Oh,
It's set
that's
of four.
cool.
And then the back side has you can see that it's the Casablanca record logo.
That's cool.
Yep. You also get a couple of backstage passes. James Gang opened at one point, so
That's a
cool.
nice touch.
Nice touch there. You get yourself a key fob, New York 1975 on one side, and Dress to Kill on the other. So it's gonna
Just I think it's one of the coolest album titles ever.
it is with a
With a
great
great cover.
yeah, and that's the thing. Because if they didn't do the makeup and they said Dress to Kill with the suits, it's like, okay, yeah. But it's the makeup with the suits that make the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Is that a license plate?
Yeah, little mini license plate.
That's pretty sweet. I like
Yep.
that.
Kiss DTK.
I wonder if
Dress to
that's I
Kill.
wonder if New York plates kind of looked like that back in 75.
But
Were
they
they
but
colored?
they
Oh,
did.
they probably
Got the
colored.
Casablanca logo like at the top. You get a set rather of guitar picks. Now they just print the names of the guys on the back, so you might be like, "Oh, that's cheap," but you know what? That's probably what they had back then.
Probably.
That's what I'm guessing. I
Probably.
get a little kind of Japanese promo poster thing there. You get another big poster that will not go up on the wall, but this one I really like this picture.
Oh yeah.
You've seen this picture before, folks, I think.
Yeah, that's a really good picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So, um, boy, it's never ending the amount of stuff that's in here that will stay in the box. But this is an iron-on,
Oh.
so if you are inclined to iron on, see that, Louise? So, okay.
I think she's much into Iron Man.
I don't think she really does the iron-on thing.
No.
But she does make the video.
Yeah. I don't know if she's been in the video before.
Yes, she has. I've picked her. Oh, a couple of kind of
Like a little, like a
glossy black and white.
album.
So these probably would have been promo things used at the time, obviously from the Hotter Than Hell album cover, which that is probably my all-time favorite picture of Kiss. Just think it's a great composition.
Yeah.
You get
That's
individual
good.
band
That's
shots, and you get what else do you get? Oh,
Oh, by that fountain.
yeah, yeah. So those are cool. Again, they'll stay in this folder, and then you get this kind of these are like reviews.
Oh, like okay, like concert reviews.
Yeah, actually, I think it's review of the album. So like, first one's Rolling Stone and stuff. I haven't read
That'd
it
be interesting because yeah,
since Rolling Stone loved the band.
right.
That's sarcasm, folks.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that's that. Then the paint, but it's all for rock and roll.
That's right.
It's all for okay. There is another folder of sorts. This one says
It says Kiss on it.
right? How they decide what goes into what folder, I'm not sure.
We'll just make sure when you put it back, it goes in the correct folder.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, a lenticular.
That is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. And a bumper sticker. Kiss is Dressed to Kill.
And you're never going to put that on your car.
Nope, I don't put any bumper stickers
Yeah,
on
I
my
don't either.
car. Gotham Rock City News. Kiss has looks that kill.
Gotham
So
Rock City, that's interesting.
yeah. So I think this is them kind of, like recollections on the album and stuff like that, I believe. On each song. So commentary. That's kind of
That's pretty
pretty
interesting.
cool.
I like that.
It's cool. I like things like that. You get some magnets that you have to punch out, like
Oh yeah.
but you know what?
They're going to stay in
They're
there.
gonna stay in them,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
This is a plastic thing. This is a
Is it like a stand-up thing?
I don't know, but it's plastic.
Oh,
But this is a Kiss Dress to Kill plastic thing, and okay.
it probably serves some purpose. We just don't know what it
You don't
is.
know, but it's plastic. And then
Individual shots.
individual band shots.
Those are
Those
nice.
are cool. I like that. Gene's looking pretty wicked there. Ace,
It's a good shot of Ace, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then Paul.
Yeah.
Oh. And then finally, of course, the Catman. Oh yeah, I like that shot because you can see all of his
All
drum,
drums, yeah.
the expanse of the kit.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then
That's it for that
oh
folder.
no.
Is there
A
another?
replica. I know what this is. This is a replica of the Cream magazine, like little comic thing.
Cool.
That's
Cool.
pretty cool. That's
That
cool.
is cool.
Now, of course, none of this is cool if you're not a diehard fan of this album or the band. But like all of these, like I've heard about this, for years and never been able to read it,
Mm,
and that's cool. It's a nice touch for all the diehards that have been with them all these years. And of course, it's, turning a nice profit, I guess, for the guys as well. So, it's all good. All right, now on to the music itself. I'm going to first kind of pull out now I got the CD version, um, primarily because it was less expensive. Having said that, I will say I do have vinyl as well, and being Iowans, it would be kind of cool to have the Davenport show on vinyl. So if I was rich, I probably would have bought the vinyl version, but you know, not going to complain. So you've got the album newly remastered, okay, on CD, right? You've got a disc of loaded with outtakes, alternative mixes, and two new or unreleased songs, which a lot of fans have heard in one form or another already.
mhm.
Um, Kind of the surround Atmos mixes, whatever stuff like that. I don't have an Atmos system, but I have surround downstairs, so I'll check that out later. And then you have on two discs, um, the Kobo Show, which we just went through this on Spotify. And people out there, correct me if I'm wrong, because disc disc four on is my phone here? Let's check it out because it looked to me like they completely missed putting disc four on Spotify because they go disc one, two, let's see, three. Okay, disc three starts live at Cobo Hall, Rock Bottom Strutter, Nothing to Lose, etc. Then it goes to disc four, live at the RKO in Davenport,
Hmm.
and that's it. So unless I'm missing something, unless my eyes are deceiving me, because this is actually disc five,
Oh,
and because it was like, wait a minute, you're telling me that the Kobo show ends with Cold Gin?
no.
No, because the first disc for the Kobo show ends with Cold Gin, and then disc four is 100,000 Years, Pete's solo,
Mhm.
Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Come On, Love Me, Firehouse, Deuce, Rock and Roll Night, Black Diamond. Then it goes, and it even lists, because that's one, two, hang on. That's that's not counting the Blu-ray. Okay. That's disc one, disc two, disc three and four, disc five. Davenport's on one disc.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's five, right?
Yep.
But on Spotify, it only lists out up to disc four. So it looks to me like the streaming version of this is missing 1/5 of the audio content. So good job, guys. Okay. Shall we talk about the
Yeah.
oh, look at that. Speaking of good job, guys,
Oh, you're
the glue work on the Davenport show wasn't that good. But
perhaps you can fix it.
fortunately, I do have access to a glue stick.
Stick. You would want a glue stick, yes.
Yes, I would not want to use an actual glue.
No, you would not.
Right.
No, you wouldn't.
But okay, so let's start with the outtakes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you
Well,
got?
the first thing let's do is mistake. And we've heard this before.
Heard it before. Yeah, it's obviously a better version.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, it's the same version, but
It sounds better.
the sound quality of it is
Yes.
better, right?
So the notes, I'm just gonna go through the notes
Sure.
and we can comment on the notes. Okay, Gene's vocal.
Okay. So the song is kind of country-ish,
Country Western.
and it's got like the slide guitar in it, and I don't think it's a bad song or
No,
anything.
no, no.
Doesn't really
Doesn't fit.
doesn't really fit the album.
No.
Hence why it's an outtake. The thing, I mean, everybody knows Gene does those like, demon vocals
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call them.
Yes.
But he doesn't have to. He chooses to.
Doesn't he have to? Are you sure?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's in the
Sometimes
contract.
he had to, I think.
But this song to me, if it doesn't really call for Mr. But
You're glad he does it.
I am, because it adds a little bit of accidental comedy element to the song.
But again, we like the song. For the record, we like the song.
It's okay. I mean, I give it like maybe
But you
two and a
wouldn't
half,
skip it. You would.
threes.
You.
I might. I mean,
Okay.
it's okay.
Okay.
But it's Mr. And it's like I'm trying to imagine them all in the control room going,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
that's it,
That's
Gene.
it.
That's
That's
the way
it. That's the one.
that's
Yeah.
the take, Gene.
Well, it would have been a mistake if they would have not done that.
Yes.
That's what they said. They said, Gene, it would be a mistake if you didn't do that. Please do more of
But
that.
I would like to hear, I would have been curious to hear
Like he
like
sings.
if he actually used like his "See You Tonight" voice, for example,
Yes.
in there. That would have been, but it is what it is.
Well, here's a question.
Yeah.
Is mistake better than anything that's actually on the record?
No.
Okay.
To me, it's clearly why it's obvious why it's an outtake.
So it would have been a mistake to put it on the album.
I do think it would have been. Yeah. Okay. Next.
Okay. We listened to Anything for My Baby.
Yeah.
I mean, they're alternate, like whatever alternate versions and mixes.
Yeah. So this particular version of Anything for My Baby.
Yeah, we made a note. There's a lot of heavy reverb in the chorus.
Yeah.
The drum pattern seemed a little bit different in the chorus.
Yeah.
Clearly, the thing that jumped out was the use of the heavy reverb.
Yeah.
Which is missing on the actual final studio.
Yeah, and I think Peter's like drum rolls in the verses they're more subdued and it's not as frantic and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Next was Burning Up with Fever,
Right.
which people most likely know from Gene's 1978 solo album.
Yeah, and that's one that I think I was aware that it goes back to this time period, but I don't think I ever heard
I'd
this
never heard it
version.
until actually today.
Okay. And I don't think I'd heard it until just yesterday or the day before when I streamed it. But thoughts?
It's very similar to the version on the solo album in 78. The vocals are a little less refined. They're not disjointed. They just seem to not follow the music quite as well as the vocals in the later studio or the solo album version.
I think the solo album version, his phrasing works better with the music.
Yes. Yeah.
In the solo album version.
Has a great solo from Ace on this. A lot of really good soloing from Ace on this particular song, which is nice to hear.
Yeah.
Which is obviously better than what would be on Gene's, in my view, better than the stuff that's on the solo album version.
Right.
Um, and when
Yeah.
you hear it, it's like, yeah, that's Ace.
Yeah, you hear it, it's like, yeah, that really does sound a lot like Ace.
Yeah.
So, um,
I'm not even sure that I knew this song went back as far as 74 or 75. So this is kind of a revelation for me.
it's interesting. Sometimes on demos they didn't necessarily use all of
Right.
but that really
It,
sounds
it
like
sounds like
to me.
Ace. Yeah.
It does say the engineer on that was Gene, but not Gene Simmons,
Oh,
Gene Maros.
oh,
That's why it's important to read carefully, folks.
yeah.
Um, but there's some recording information in the back, but
Yeah.
it does not
Doesn't give
specify.
any credits as to who played on that. Well,
No.
it does sound a lot like Ace. I'd be surprised if it was anybody but him.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree with
Because we
that.
know Gene used to do guitars when he would do but Gene's not a lead player, and certainly the leads on this they're like really good
Yeah,
leads.
I think the leads on that version of Burning Up with Fever are kind of a highlight so far from what I've heard of the studio outtakes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
Now that said, I do really I would say that overall I probably prefer the solo album version, but this is nice to have.
I agree. I agree with that.
Next we listened to an extended outtake of Room Service, which different lead vocal from Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my favorite songs on the album.
Mm-hmm.
And this version has some additional vocals from Gene,
Some harmony vocals in there, which
which
is
is cool.
it's very cool. I think it's probably wise that that wasn't on the official release because unless they could refine how tight
Yeah,
those vocals were because they're a little loose.
yeah,
But the idea is actually really cool,
yeah,
and hearing that idea audibly is,
yeah.
hearing it audibly as opposed to hearing it like visually.
True. Well, that's true. Yeah.
I like to be redundant, but
Well,
yeah.
um,
What else did we listen
we
to?
listened to an alternate mix of Two Timer, which is basically like almost like an
Yeah, there's
acousticy.
more of acoustic-y stuff in there.
I think Gene harmonized with himself, which I don't know. I don't recall that being on the actual
It's not on the
on the final version.
right.
We listened to an alternate mix of Come On and Love Me, which
Mm-hmm.
was more like an acoustic
Yep.
rendition
Yep.
with like stripped down. There's like not a whole lot of other guitar parts to it. It was all
Right.
like even the solo that Ace does in the beginning. I don't even think that was there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't recall.
But heavy on the acoustic.
Yep.
We did Love Her All I Can, an alt mix of that.
Yeah.
Again, we made acoustic in the verses, more reverb.
Yeah.
I made a comment about whether Pete's cowbell is more pronounced in this than it is
Oh,
on the
yeah.
actual one.
I forgot to go
I don't
back
know. We
and
have to go
double
back and
check.
look at
But
that.
but I thought the interesting thing about all this, and especially just having some experience in going through and mixing and remixing things, especially like up at the studio with Andy
Hmm.
and stuff. I think it's interesting to hear alternate takes and alternate
Yeah,
mixes of things. And then, because you're kind of getting this audible picture kind of in your mind, kind of this sense of everything that kind of went into the making of the album.
right.
So even if they're not necessarily preferred versions, I really like listening to them. I think it's an interesting exercise.
Hmm.
So yeah, what else did we check
We
out?
did Rock and Roll All Night, a version of that where
Hmm.
there's a different vocal from Gene. There's no gang vocals in the chorus. And
Yeah,
we heard hand
and
claps.
there are several versions of each of these songs.
Yeah.
So we were just kind of you know,
Yep. Just
spot checking.
and we weren't listening to the whole song. We were just kind of listening to bits and pieces of them.
Yeah.
That was the last studio track we listened
Okay, and
to.
then we went on from there to the Cobo Hall show.
Yep. And you made the point of commenting that the show opened with Rock Bottom, which is a strange concert opener.
Yeah, I looked it up. I think they only opened with Rock Bottom like just a few times in that kind of time period. So, and they are using alternate photos for
That's
the
cool.
covers, which makes a lot of sense,
Hmm.
which is cool. But there's more
A little bit of a
alternate photos on the
gatefold type
inside.
thing.
Yeah, I'll show you here in a second.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's got even a different take of the
Oh, the backliner. Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, they open with Rock Bottom, which is like I mean, I think it's a great song as an encore.
Yeah,
As an opening track, I don't think it works.
I don't
But
either.
it's interesting
Yeah,
to have that difference. So,
yeah, yep.
okay.
We went on to Strutter.
Yeah.
Not much different than the version on
No.
obviously it's
Little looser sounding, but
less produced,
yeah.
obviously. Um, we went into Nothing to Lose. It has
Hmm.
the extended intro, which, if people are familiar with the shows that they
Right,
did
that's
back then,
right.
they kind of did Paul would do a little bit of a rap going into the song.
Yeah, yeah, a stage rap kind of thing.
Yep, solid version of that.
Pete vocal sounds good on it.
Oh, of course, yes. Um, Two Timer, which we talked a little bit about this.
Hmm.
Gene's, I'm not going to deliver the line, but when Gene says divine, there's a way he says divine on this. I would encourage people to listen to that. It's very important. It might be a mistake if you did not listen to that. We both agree that the Two Timer doesn't really fit in the set, and we've been watching. There's versions of Kiss show in video and audio from Kobo. I think it's January 76.
76.
They're doing Two Timer. I've never really felt that Two Timer fit in with the set. Perhaps that's not why it's on Alive, but I think I was surprised you said the same thing. You didn't really think it fit
Yeah.
in set
No,
wise.
I like having live versions of it,
Yes.
but I agree, I can see why it's not on Alive.
And I do like the song,
Yeah.
especially I love the riff and the chorus, but it's a little bit of an outlier. And
Hmm.
but Ace does an extended solo on this version of Two
Yep.
Timer, which is nice to have.
Yeah. And they also do Let Me Know.
Yes, that's the next thing
Yes.
and there's the breakdown part in Let Me Know where they would kind of keep
Yeah.
singing while Pete's hammering away on the drums and Ace has an extended solo, which is kind of cool. Obviously, that's not the breakdown part's not on the version that's on Alive. Um, we
Oh, you're miss that not that version that's on the studio version because Let Me Know's not on it. Yeah. Right.
Correct. But
Right.
I misspoke.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry about that, folks. It happens.
It
We're doing
does.
this live. We're not, yeah, we're
Yeah, there's
not,
no edits on
there's no
this.
edits here. We don't do
We're
that.
not, Eddie Kramer's not taking us into the
No.
studio and redoing.
We don't believe in edits. In fact, everything we do in the studio, there's no edits. It's
Nope.
all just one take.
That's it.
That's it. There's no solo from Ace in the intro, which is weird.
Yeah, the very beginning,
That very
that
first, yeah.
first opening solo he doesn't do
When
on
the riff comes in, Ace does that
Yep.
little intro solo, which I don't think I've ever heard that song without the intro solo before.
I don't know.
Um, the vocals are really, really good. Of course, because again, Pete and Paul they sing the vocal with Gene, and you commented on the Pete's
His
moonlight.
his vibrato.
Yeah, yeah. Louise liked that too.
Did you like that, honey?
She did.
Okay.
And a different solo. Obviously, you don't play the same solo every night. Ace's solo was kind of markedly different on this version of She, which we thought was kind of cool. So
Yeah.
we wrote that down.
I think honestly though, if you go back and watch a lot of the video footage from that tour, I think my guess is that they probably trimmed down the solo for the Alive,
Yeah.
right? Which is tacked on to She,
Yes.
which is what we're talking
That's what
about.
we're talking about.
But um, he kind of started the solo with that descending,
Yep.
and that's not on Alive. So
Right.
it's kind of cool to have,
Yeah,
that.
different solo.
Yeah.
We made a note that Parasite seems like really fast, which I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe it's not, but to my ear, it just seemed like it was a little more frantic.
I think it's maybe a little bit because of just how like the clarity of the drums that are on it. I thought the drums sounded good on that.
Yeah, and we get to the Davenport show. You made a comment that some of the drums didn't
Yeah.
sound quite as good, or that the overall sound was a little bit different. And now we're kind of transitioning into
Yeah,
Davenport
Davenport.
with Deuce as the opener,
Right.
where we thought overall the sound was tighter and the guitars were a little bit less gritty,
Yeah,
but
it's
maybe
like
a little bit of a smaller guitar sound,
I
perhaps.
think to me it just sounds more
Compact.
compact. Yeah.
You made a comment, hotter than hell. The word used was polite.
Yeah.
I made a note about where's the energy question mark, lethargic. I'm not saying they're like, like it's
It's not like
super,
they're not like sloths slowing it
no,
down or anything.
no,
It's just the sound of the energy just doesn't come across as well.
as it does on the actual Alive album, where everything's
Right.
really, really
Right.
vibrant and
Yeah.
energetic.
Yeah.
Firehouse. Ace does not do the intro lead lick. in Firehouse either, which we've grown accustomed to hearing,
Right.
which is kind of strange.
Yeah.
Um,
By the way, there's the back cover of the Davenport show.
was that another stage shot? It's yeah.
That's from yeah.
We made a comment about Nothing to Lose. Solid vocals. You just delivered an example of why the vocals are really good on Nothing to Lose. Beats vocal is fantastic. We also made a note that it was pretty fast, which, you speed things up when you're in a live setting. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
100,000 Years, the extended bass intro. Obviously, that's when Gene does the blood. And
Yeah.
that's not on the version of Alive. Obviously, you wouldn't want
Which
to
makes sense.
make sense.
You
You
don't
can
you
have
don't need all that on
all that.
live
It's not
album.
really a bass solo. It's just bass notes with
Yeah, he's just kind of making sounds.
yeah, to be scary because he's very scary.
Very scary.
Very scary.
He wore this tie live. With the
Yeah, with
the spiked
the spiked outfit.
That would have been cool.
You should wear that tie to school someday.
I don't
You don't wear ties.
I wear jeans and
Okay.
t-shirts.
Well, we got to Black Diamond again. Pete vibrato lead vocal. That's the note in the notebook, and he already demonstrated it for you.
I don't remember which line I was referencing.
I don't remember, but
Yeah, but
check it out.
When Pete gets that vibrato going,
It's
man.
fantastic, man.
Oh yeah.
Paul introduces Cold Gin as the drinking man's national anthem. I've never heard him say that on any other show.
Oh, that was the Davenport show.
People, this is the drinking man's national anthem.
That's just dumb.
Kind of dumb.
But it's funny because it's dumb.
But if you're wondering what the actual drinking man's national anthem is, it's actually Cold Gin.
Not just gin. It's
Cold.
got to be cold.
Gotta be cold.
Cold gin.
So it makes you wonder, is it actually like the national drink? Is cold gin
you don't want to microwave it.
No.
No.
Did you drink it lukewarm? No?
No.
It's got to be cold.
It's cold.
Cold. What's cold? I don't know. It's a relative term. Does that be ice cold?
That's right. I don't know. Everybody's, in psychology, we refer to this as your difference threshold. What's cold to me may not be cold to you.
He teaches this.
I do.
I don't understand it as well as he does, but he knows this.
I just act like it. So.
And then the last note, there's a lot of versions of Rock and Roll All Night I take on this box set, and we listen to
right. So in case you want to rock and roll all night, you can listen. You can just program or make a list every version of Rock and Roll All Night on this set, and it would probably take you all night to listen to it. So
it sounds good and tight. A different solo again. Ace usually. Ace's solos are pretty much true to the studio version, but as with most lead players, there's a little bit of a variation here and there.
And with Rock and Roll Night, there's a huge variation between the live versions and the studio version because there is no guitar solo.
That's true.
On the studio version. Mm-hmm. And Eddie Trunk, do you know the story about that?
Maybe.
Yeah. So Eddie Trunk, one time interviewed Ace because he knew and was friends with Ace for a show and.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Where
Ace said there was a solo on the studio version.
Yeah, and Eddie Trunk kind of got into an argument with him. He's like, Ace, no, there is no guitar solo. And he's like, yeah, there is.
No.
No, there isn't.
But there is when they released the Alive version as a single, which they did.
Right. That's
the definitive, and I don't know, you would probably agree, that's the definitive version of the song. The studio version is okay.
I'm hard pressed to disagree with that.
But yeah. And for the record, Ace, we love you, but there was no solo on the studio version of Rock and Roll All Night. So that's as far as we got. We just went for a spin. We listened to some tracks, and we wanted to show you the box because again, they do this is box like the Destroyer one and the Creatures one, and same format. Looks really, really nice. They do a really good job with the packaging. So you got it in 3 days.
3 days. So I do have a question for you though.
Okay.
Because earlier this year, Eddie Kramer did an interview, and I listened to it. So I heard him say this with my own ears. He said that he had mixed all of the shows that went into Alive, and including some sound check stuff. And so when they announced that this was coming out, I was actually surprised.
So was I.
I was like, I think everybody was expecting a live 50th anniversary edition with all of the shows. In other words, sort of, my aging back. Oh, on that heavy box. Kind of like, in a way.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of like Yes did this box set, which is basically all of the shows that were recorded for Yes songs although it doesn't actually include Yes Songs itself. Um, this UFO Strangers in the Night has Strangers in the Night and all of the shows that were recorded for that release. I was thinking that that's what, Kiss would do something like that. Maybe not in a small set because they never do anything small. I
No.
figured it would be big. But I thought it was going to be Kiss Alive 50th.
But maybe it will be at some point
So
still.
that raises the question.
Right.
So if they put out Kiss Alive 50th anniversary edition, which number one, they've only got a couple months to actually make it for the 50th.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying.
Second is, will the Kobo show be a part of it? Will the Davenport show be part of it? If they are, it makes, you know, a whole bunch of this audio material not obsolete, but it makes it redundant. And it's like,
So,
you
so
know,
would you, so is it a missed opportunity, assuming that they don't do it, especially if he mixed those shows?
yeah.
You agree. You'd love to hear those properly mixed.
I didn't do my homework on this, but what I was going to do, I was going to look up and see if I could find other like reasonably high quality audio recordings from the Dress to Kill tour that were not recorded for Alive. But,
Mm,
were there any, off the top of my head, I should know some of this. I know that there were even radio broadcasts going all the way back to stuff from the first album.
mm,
You know, obviously it has to be related to Dress to Kill in that tour cycle.
yeah,
But my thinking on it was there anything else out there like that that could have been placed in this box set? And so that way there isn't any potential doubling up of
yeah,
material for a potential Kiss Alive box set. Because to me, number one, I'd be a little ticked, honestly, if there's redundancy.
yeah,
But I'd also, if they put out a Kiss Alive 50th set, I'd want it to have, just to be a completist, I'd want it to have all of the set,
yeah,
the recordings that were recorded for that album,
yeah,
which are part of this now.
right.
And so it just seems a little weird to me. But I don't know. I mean, maybe they've got other ideas that,
Well, and maybe they changed direction and decided to do. I mean, you'd think that since Alive was the breakthrough record for them, it would make sense to do a 50th anniversary edition of
Mhm.
that album
You'd think,
because that, they've said that's the album that saved their career, that saved the band.
right?
So celebrating 50 years of that would make a lot of sense. And maybe they'll do it, but like you said, there's only like a couple months left to do it in the actual calendar year. If they put it out next year, it's you could still celebrate the 50th
Yeah.
anniversary, but
I
it's
think Rush's Signals anniversary edition came out actually in an odd,
odd year.
odd, but and that's kind of
They
besides the
weren't
point.
being
But it's,
nitpicky at that point. The
yeah,
question really is though, is that in the plans? Is that something
yeah.
that's planned for
Guess
them?
we'll find
This
out.
kind of caught
So
me by surprise, like you. With all that stuff in there, I thought, okay, what does this do to any potential plans for an Alive
yeah, yeah.
edition? So
I
we'll see.
was absolutely expecting an announcement for a Kiss Alive 50th, not this. Not that I'm
I
upset.
was
I
saying,
mean,
no,
I
you're
like.
you're very pleased. I can tell.
Well, in a lot of ways, yeah, because I like having a lot of those different studio outtakes and things like that. That's really cool to me. So I'm not no complaints.
There's not a
Just
mistake. It was not a
it
mistake
was
put
not a
to put
mistake.
this out. We can't say that. Yeah.
No.
So final thoughts on this before we wrap up?
Um, for a lot of people, it's people are going to say it's a cash grab, and it's like
I don't know
okay.
what to say. If you
I
if you don't want it, don't buy it. I'll
uh,
buy it.
yeah. I'm not sure if there's a universal definition for cash grab. Is it full of junk or stuff that I'm never gonna like really look at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I'm a completist. I love history. I mean, my background is in history, and I like historical artifacts. I like that stuff. So, um, it's why I like to go visit museums. So it's like you got a little museum in a box,
That's
and
that's a good way to look at it.
so to me, I like it. I like that stuff. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you got your Spotify, you can stream it. Except apparently not the second disc,
not all of it.
not all of the Kobo show.
Well,
So
and you also pointed out as we were going through the box, there are some neat little trinkets in there that
mhm.
like the comic. You said I've been wanting to see this for a
Yeah,
long time.
the
Well, the only way
Creed
you're really going to
magazine
see it
thing.
or have it is to get this.
Yep.
So, and I'm like him. I'm a completist. I'll buy it. Um, and as with the Destroyer and Creatures boxes, there's some really there's stuff in there that I really don't need,
Hmm.
but there's some super cool stuff in there that's going to be nice to have as a collector
Yeah.
and as a completist. So
So, with that having been said, if you've got thoughts on this new Dress to Kill set, please put them down below. If you enjoyed this conversation, feel free to like and subscribe. And
yeah, we would appreciate that.
so at the beginning, we do a little recording, kind of a creative project on our own. We came up with this name, Underlords of the Overworld, which is just kind of a self-deprecating way of saying we are not overlords, and we're certainly not in any kind of underworld.
No,
But we started off as an instrumental band because we couldn't find a singer, and we did instrumental music.
we did.
And
We still do, but we did.
our bass player started to write a, fictional backstory under his pen name is H. Prescott Lemon, and it's a multi-volume backstory of kind of an alternate universe backstory. The
Yeah,
names are a little different and
yeah.
stuff. And then we recorded an album of character songs, which are actually different styles because they're supposed to be different musical
We
characters.
did a country western song in
There's
there.
country, there's blues, there's different things. There's supposed to be different artists
Yeah,
that are
that are in the
actually
book. Yeah.
in the storyline.
And we had some friends chip in with some songs, and it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
And then Josh, aka Prescott, H. Prescott Lemon, did a spin-off, kind of an occult mystery kind of series called the OAO. And then came back and finished off more of the Underlord story. We did another instrumental album inspired by the antagonists in that story. And if you'll look carefully at that cover, you might notice a Kiss
Yeah,
inspired theme.
yes.
And then book 5 of that series is called Lottery of Your Life, and that one has mostly vocal performances on it with our drummer slash
And
vocalist
a Blue Oyster Cult theme.
Andy, and a Blue Oyster Cult nod on the cover there, of course. So we you can see our videos are pretty lo-fi. We don't put a lot of time or energy into making these YouTube videos really spectacular. We don't do a lot of edits or fancy stuff. Because if we have any time, we kind of put it into this stuff. So if you're interested in checking it out, it's all on streaming services and on Bandcamp. If you're so inclined to support it on Bandcamp, you can support it there.
And CDs, I mean, if we have CDs. If people want to buy
Yep.
CDs, just let us know. We
Yeah,
print
I
them.
shipped out a CD to California about a month ago,
Okay.
actually. So
I had somebody buy up some CDs
yeah.
the other day. So
So you can buy them on Amazon, or excuse me, on Bandcamp,
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, and
And the books are on Amazon.
yep, just go to the little links I'll put below, or you can go to H. Prescott Lemon.
Yeah.
If you go to Amazon. So
Amazon.
anyway, yeah, it's just a way to support local. I know other YouTube folks out there do like they have like merch and stuff like that for their YouTube channel. Ours really isn't that. It's more of like we just do this other stuff and we just try to maybe connect with like-minded folks out there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
have at it. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you have again comments on the Kiss stuff, feel free to comment below. And I don't know. That's about it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a show if there isn't a live box set 50th edition. We'll do a show on that
Yeah, probably will. If and
happens.
when. So
If it happens.
okay, let me find that little button that turns this part off. Oh, I think I see it. And until next time, ciao.